Hello and welcome back. This is Penny Sansevieri and Amy Cornell, and this is the Minisode of Book Marketing Tips and Author Success Podcast. Amy, I love these so much, and people seem to really love them. Like we're getting a lot of listens on these Minisodes, which is really fun.
I love that. I love Minisodes because they're such great teasers, and I listen to podcasts all the time, and I'll be honest, sometimes the longer ones, like, well, I can't start this now because I won't be able to finish it and it'll stress me out. So I do love a Minisode because you can get just a little bit in a small amount of time and check that off the list.
Well, and also because I think that, for marketing purposes, sometimes the 20-minute episodes that we do is a lot to digest, right? So sometimes just taking these little snackable pieces of marketing advice is like, you can just take that and run with it. And today we're going to tackle a really, really popular, unfortunately popular topic and big challenge for many authors: why your social media is failing, why you feel like nobody is listening to you.
No.
And, really it's about creating content that readers want, not necessarily content you want, but content your readers want. And Amy, by full disclosure, Amy manages all of our social media for the company, so the Twitter and Instagram. And I chime in there every once in a while. You can always tell when I'm chiming in because it's usually something about animals or something. But Amy, what do you think that there's like the number one reason, no pressure, the number one reason that people fail, that authors fail on social media?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I actually feel really confident about this one because we also do social media coaching for our clients. And this comes up a lot, I will say, when I read through the questions as they get sent in and everything, and we discuss them. And a lot of times authors feel like they're spending a lot of time on social media and getting nothing in return. And if that's you are not, that's not unusual. That is a very common issue. And really what it comes down to, honestly, is lack of engagement. And it's like, okay, great. Yeah, I know it. Nobody's talking to me. Thanks. Not helpful. But the next step from that, get more engagement. And the way that you do that is by thinking about what your readers, your followers, your fans, what really interests them. And at the end of the day, hate to say it, it's not buying your book.
Right?
Like, I hate to say it, but like, none of us want to be beat over the head with this: buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, I'm amazing, buy my stuff, I'm amazing. It gets really old. So social media is not a sales tool. It is really more of a branding tool that helps people get to know you better and to create connections that at that point make them, you know what I mean? Like, when you connect with somebody, they want to follow you. They want to know what's going on. They feel like you could be friends. That psychological connection is honestly what pushes people to click buy. And even more importantly, sometimes pushes people to recommend you to their friends, their networks, things like that. So you really want to post content. I say this a lot. Don't post static content. If you're posting something that somebody could just read and then move on, that's not good. So you want to be asking questions. You want to be getting people's opinions. You want to be posting things that are unexpected, be it, depending on your genre and who your reader market is. That could be something that's funny or maybe a little dark or a little, you know what I mean? Like, you really think about, what do you respond to on social media? And how can you put yourself in somebody else's shoes and kind of mimic that? And I will say, for what it's worth, if you just went, well, I don't use social media, that's another problem.
Right.
You're going to be better on social media as an author if you're an active user of social media. So if you are committed to using social media to help your brand and to boost awareness and get recommendations from readers, then you need to, part of that is also committing to using social media as a user as well. So that means finding people that you want to follow, keeping tabs on what they're posting, what's working for them, what's not. It all goes together. Like, you really can't do one thing without the other if you're going to use social media. So you always want to be posting content that people can't help but interact with, you know?
Right, exactly. And I think that, just to kind of leave you with this, social media is obviously, it's about being social. And back when we were allowed to go to events, right? You walk into a room, imagine that you're walking into a room of 300 people at a writer's conference. Are you going to walk into that room and say, hey, let me tell you about my book. Let me tell you about my book. No, you are going to engage with people. You're going to find pockets of people that you know, and contribute to that conversation. And the same thing is true with social media. And it's amazing to me how many, I mean, I guess because you're behind a screen, you're not actually in a room with 300 people, but it's amazing to me how many people forget that. Like how many people just get on and use social media as a megaphone to talk about how wonderful they are, which is sort of scary.
Yes, I think that's a very good point. Yeah, if you get yourself in the mindset of, okay, if I was in a room with these people, I love that, Penny, I wouldn't say, here's my book, buy it. You know, that would be completely unacceptable.
Right, exactly.
You have to treat social media the same way. You have to find ways to connect with people. It's like the virtual version of small talk, you know?
Yeah.
You got to get good at it.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to get good at it. And we actually did a podcast on social media specifically. So definitely take a look at that. If you're just new to us, if you just found us with this 5-minute minisode, or however long this minisode was, we try to keep them to 5 minutes. But if you just found us, definitely look back through some of our shows, because we've talked about this at length and it definitely deserves a full episode. But if you're kind of, you know, if you're sitting here and you're thinking, oh my gosh, what am I doing wrong? Take a look at what you're sharing and whether or not that you're posting and ditching, as Amy said. Be engaged with the comments, be engaged with the people who are posting, who are responding to your post, because that's how you start to build a tribe and sell books. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Penny Sansevieri and Amy Cornell, and this is another mini-sode. We hope you enjoyed it. We always welcome your feedback and your reviews. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.